Good afternoon and welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is Tuesday, June 25th, 2019. We're so excited to have in the studio with us, Covey. Whenever you're ready, you can go ahead. You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Covey, and as we're tuning up and getting ready for the next song, you'll see in the background there's some paper mache heads that are featured on their latest release called Some Cats Live, Some Cats Die, and they've been in promo videos and all over the place. So, Tom, do you want to talk a little bit about those infamous heads now? And, like, because you made them, right?
Yeah, I made them out of paper mache probably a year ago now. I had like a pretty specific idea for what I wanted the record cover to be, because I know I wanted to use that house, and I was like, well, I don't want to just take a photo of the house or like I wanted an obscure element, I guess, to the art of it and stuff. And I like doing art outside of music and like building stuff with my hands and whatnot. So I started making these and then just like was like, oh, I can put this on my head and just take a photo.
Was this like the first stab at making like a paper mache thing, or was this like take 5 and like you finally got it right?
No, I just tried it for the first time. Actually, it was like I'd never done paper mache really, aside from when I was a kid and you do it with a balloon and whatnot. And I actually used like an exercise ball to
one of those like ab balls,
and then you like, cut it in half and whatnot. And yeah, I looked at a tutorial on the movie Frank, how to make that head. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not going to paint it like Frank. So
nice.
And then yeah, I don't know. Like as I said, I had a pretty specific idea for it, and I wanted to incorporate some kind of art aside from music. Yeah.
And that's so crazy that they have survived all the shows
Barely.
and like stuff from like the promo, like only a couple like chips and stuff like that, but it is in pristine condition. So
yeah, I mean, you
did
can
you
see on the nose and whatnot, there's like some nicks, but like that's part of the wear and tear, I guess. Like you can wear them like after shows and stuff. A lot of people take photos outside with them on because we always have them on stage with us, so you can just kind of. And I built backboards for them so they like support your head when you're inside, because it's like
fancy.
It's weird, but when you would think when you put it on it would just like
bobble around, yeah,
but it goes crazy, it like falls forward. So I built like a backboard on inside the thing, but now those are fully broken, so anybody that puts it on, the heads are just like, oh, like there's no neck support for the head one. It's just like it's either down or up, so everyone's taking photos like this. It's funny.
Have they developed their own personalities as you've taken them out and kind of worn them more and more?
Sagiv is the only one who's allowed to wear this one, and
oh, really?
I guess I'm the only one that's allowed to wear this one if we're doing photos and stuff. We did a video with them, and like
a lot of the personality, at least of mine, stems out of the fact that you can't breathe in there. So like you start having like oxygen shortage in your brain, and then stuff happens.
Yeah, we tried to do some live.
Gets out of hand sometimes.
Yeah, we tried to do some Instagram live stuff with Siggy in there, and he was just like, it was the whole day, and it was a really hot day.
Of course.
And by the end of it, it just got way out of hand.
I'm like panting as I speak, and I don't know.
We tried to read the news.
Oh gosh.
It didn't work.
So you do like other art, and I know in the music video for the White Shoes song and the cassettes that you did, the limited run of the cassettes, kind of has like the same eyes and like that same aesthetic and that animation. Has that kind of been something throughout the art? How you were saying you kind of do like multiple formats of art. Has that kind of aesthetic with the cutouts and things been prevalent throughout, or is that kind of something just unique to what you've been doing lately?
I think it stemmed from the fact that I don't actually have any like actual art talent in terms of like making anything. I just like look up how to do something and give it a whirl and like try and apply my best best bit of common sense towards it, and like I don't know. So the cutout stuff kind of stemmed from like I found these old photos and then just wanted to like do things to them. I learned how to use Photoshop just out of necessity of making posters and stuff for shows. And yeah, it kind of stemmed from that. And I was like messing around one time. I was like, oh, this looks kind of cool. And I took the eyes. I can't remember where I got the eyes from. I think they're two separate things. Like the pupil I got from somewhere else. But I always take stuff from like old comic books and like try and put that over like, you know, like 18th century pictures and like really like tin type.
Yeah, that juxtaposition.
Sometimes it bleeds into like the 50s and stuff. I think there's like a piece of like a T-shirt we had for a while. I think it was Armstrong. Like after he got back from the moon, and it was like I put like squids coming out of his mouth and stuff. It's like it was always questionable as to whether. But I get them all from like Creative Commons and whatnot.
Yeah.
But,
Well, that's awesome.
just
They
messing around.
look sick though. So
Yeah,
definitely,
thank you.
there's kind of on their social media they have kind of what the cassettes were like and kind of a fast forward process of making the cassettes. So definitely check that out on their social media pages. But if we're all tuned up and ready, let's get into some more music.
Cool. Eyes are painted red just to show your age as the man with the sharp teeth bites down on your brain. But point me to your grave, it's where you'll play guitar with a gun to your head and a flame in your heart.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We're in the studio with Covey. And going back to the LP, and you were talking a little bit about the house that's on the album cover, it seems like there was a lot of dwellings that kind of inspired this last album. There was a Nightmare Palace, I think the apartment is referred to as, and the house. Kind of walk us through all the different accommodations that kind of lended to the songwriting process.
Well, basically, I was moving apartments in within Massachusetts to Allston, and I was actually going to live with this guy. And we like rocked up to the door, and it turned out that the place had bed bugs. Like before we moved in, the neighbors came out and told us.
4 times.
Yeah, 4 times they had to they tried to get rid of them 4 times, and apparently it didn't. So I was like, fuck that. And then packed up my van, and like called a friend who was like, who had a great uncle who had a house out on Long Island, and so it was like this vacant house way out in the middle of nowhere, and at the same time, so it was like within 24 hours, like my whole life was uprooted, and just had to basically like shift everything along. Every little plan that I had, you know, in the works for months, just had to happen in 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I jumped in the car and drove out to that place, and literally just spent like 3 months out there, I think. So it was like kind of a place for me to pour all of those thoughts, like, and all of those like, you know, well, they felt like shortcomings to me at the time, but like I felt like a failure, and I had to deal with that, and like, and yeah, just a lot of like self discovering, and just wrote pretty much every night there, and then ended up moving to Brooklyn, and yeah, I wrote a few more after I moved to Brooklyn, but that's pretty much. So the Nightmare Palace is the bed bug
Okay.
apartment, not the house that I stayed in. That is a safe haven. That was lovely.
Were you there by yourself?
Yeah, a friend would come every now and then to like keep like a check up on me and stuff.
I
but,
feel
like,
that's how horror movies start.
Yeah, it was.
It's like,
no,
hey, I
I'm
have this
telling you, that
vacant
place
house that was my
haunted.
great uncle's on Staten Island, and you're like, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh yeah, thank God. Like in my like despair, I was like, okay, this is perfect. And I got there, and it was legitimately the scariest house I've ever been to. Like, I used to close at 6 p.m. when like the sun was going down. I used to go up to my room, close the door, and I wouldn't leave. I had a bathroom like connected to my room, and I would not leave that room for any reason whatsoever. I have like horror stories of like, we actually went there to record drums at one point. We ended up scratching the drums that we recorded there, but like I got to like bring them all out to like stay there, and we spent a night there, and they can attest to how scary it was. Guy was saying the other day actually, like, I can't believe you stayed there. Like, fuck that.
I was there for like one night, and it was the scariest experience of my life.
Yeah.
It didn't help that we were playing like 5 Nights at Freddy's. And if you've ever played that game, it's a
Oh
good
my
one. It's like a
gosh, yeah.
scary film game.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Man, that is crazy. So definitely check out Some Cats Live, Some Cats Die, the latest LP. And Gecko was kind of its own individual single you released kind of right before that LP came out. Was there a reason for that? What was kind of unique about Gecko that kind of made it be its own standout single?
Because I think it's one that's written in the perspective of when I was in a lot of the situations that I ended up leaving. So it's just speaking to someone who I was like involved with at the time, and all the other ones tend to be more of a reminiscent on that, and that one was the only one that was like, it felt chronological to start with Gecko more than anything, because it was again it was like talking to that person in the past tense opposed to remembering certain things that have happened and whatnot.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's probably why we end up picking it, but also it just felt right. I think we listened through them all, and we had that just embodied the album in a way that like felt like a good place to start, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. So whenever you're ready, you're all tuned up, ready to go. Let's get into the last batch of songs.
catch a plane and enjoy the view as it plummets into solid ground. And as it hits, I'll lose my shoe. It lands about 10 feet away, where the plane lays in decay. As I crawl across the bloody floor, with broken legs I head to shore. As the night fills the sky, all my fears are dissipating, 'cause I feel reassured that I might make it through. And if all my luck should burn, then I guess it burned for you. I spread myself across the sand, try my best to pretend I'm away on holiday, just on a trip to get away. As the sun cracks the sky, my fears are dissipating, 'cause I feel reassured that I might make it through. And if all my luck should burn, then I guess it burned for you. And I see what looks like you digging into me. I can feel the honesty in every eye. I'm already torn to shreds, so what difference does it make? I'm already torn to shreds, so what difference does it make? I'm already torn to shreds, so what difference does it make? It's like I've been dead, hung up since May, as your mind unwinds and then starts to fray, as I'm laying slightly off center in my room, counting tiny little craters embedded in my room. I just haven't been eating at all. I'm still trying to make sense of this. I feel like shit. So should I hollow out the floor and take my place laying down, where no one can hear underground, you will find that I was proud. Watch out for me, I'm just walking pain, and in 2 months straight you won't feel the same as when we stuck plastic stars up on the ceiling. I wish I took them with me, but I left them there. I just haven't been sleeping at all. I'm still trying to make sense of this. I feel like shit, so perpetually, like a dog leaves a bone. You've left me alone, deep underground. Find that I was proud as this pain riddles my chest. I used to eating sour lemons whilst cooking in the kitchen, and your dilated eyes are welling up with water for reasons I should have known.
You're watching Audiotree Live. We've been in the studio with Covey. Definitely check out their latest release, Some Cats Live, Some Cats Die, and be on the lookout for upcoming shows. They have a few in July, and their next major show is August 2nd at the Knitting Factory in Brooklyn, so definitely check that one out if you're in the area. Covey, thank you so much for taking the time and performing with us today. We really appreciate it. Big thanks to all the people in the studio, sound engineers, camera lighting crew, you, the viewer. If you want to watch this session and others, definitely check out Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, and anywhere else you stream or purchase music. Give us or the band a shout on social media if you want to connect. And from all of us here at Audiotree Live, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
All right, so you guys want to do it for real now?